Happy New Year, everyone. My name is Trent. This is Rams Talk. Welcome to Everything Comes Down to the final game of the year, and no one is healthy. Rams versus Cardinals, Week 17 game preview. Are you not entertained? Seriously, this game has it all. Listen, if the Rams had beaten the Jets, we'd be in. We'd still want to win this game, of course. We might be resting a few guys. There might be some playoff jockeying, position jockeying going on, but there would be no drama. And it's all about entertainment. Yes, I would prefer the Rams be in it. It was nice and sweet and easy, but it's not that way. And it's Murphy's Law. Anything that could go wrong is pretty much going wrong, maybe. Anyways, like I said, welcome to the channel. A shout out to all the Rams fans who have stuck with me and been a part of the community the entire season. If you have not subscribed, please do so. I think it's over there. It's somewhere around here. If you are watching this for the first time, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Everyone leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to my other social media channels in the description below. So let's get into this. I know a lot of you have said, I've seen on Twitter, had this line, this quote, and this is exactly what I went through my mind when I found out that Jared Goff would not be playing in this game, and it is, we will rally around John Wolford, and we will play good football. That is Dick Vermeil. And I remember actually seeing that live or on SportsCenter or whenever, when Trent Green went down on a dirty preseason hit, and an unknown guy. I didn't know Kurt Warner was even on the team at that time. And Dick Vermeil said it, and who would have thought? You talk about Cinderella stories. That to me is the ultimate Cinderella story. Really, ever, in almost any sport. Unknown guy, backup QB, comes in week 1, and not only wins NFL MVP, but a Super Bowl on a team that was 4-12 the year before. Now, I don't think John Wolford is Kurt Warner. I mean, come on. He's not Kurt Warner. But this has a lot of that. This game has a lot of that to it because it's also the Rams. So it's drama. I love it. I mean, the fact that I don't love, first of all, Cooper Kupp, Michael Brockers. When you hear guys that miss a game because they have COVID, what is your first reaction? Is it, oh crap, there goes our top receiver and one of our top linemen? Or is it, oh crap, I hope those guys are okay? Seriously, and I'll be honest, if anyone's going to get COVID, it might as well be athletes. Because their diet is perfect, their heart is perfect. You know what I mean? They're in the best physical shape to beat COVID. I don't know how many athletes have really, or premium athletes that COVID has really affected them. But anyways, Cooper Kupp, Michael Brockers, speedy recovery to you guys. And, the Rams will rally around Van Jefferson and Morgan Fox and play good football too. So this is, I said it in a tweet before, but this is, how deep is your bench? How deep is your roster? This is really testing it at the final game of the year. Now, there are lots of glimmers of hope. Sean McVay's 7-0 versus Arizona. And when you kind of step back from a lot of these immediate things, culture, roster, coaching, depth, all these things play a role. So even though we're missing marquee names, it's how well is this team positioned to play against a team that frankly does not scare me. Arizona, even at full strength, does not scare me. Even with our guys that are that are not playing, and we're playing rookies and guys who have never thrown the ball before. But I'm going to get into that. So obviously we know Wolford is in, Jared Goff is out. Akers maybe, but I don't. I wouldn't. The fact that he played half a game on one leg, he could play this game. He very well could. But I don't think that's really the smart thing. How effective would he be? Are we going to get a 50% Cam Akers if he plays? I'd rather have 100% Cam Akers or an 80% Cam Akers. So we'll just see. That's up in the air. I don't know. Like I said, this is Friday. Cooper Kupp is out with the COVID. Michael Brockers just found out he has the COVID. Micah Kaiser has been activated, but he will not play in this week. Andrew Whitworth is practicing, but he's obviously not going to play this week. And then on the other side of the ball, Chase Edmonds for Arizona has not practiced yet this week as of Thursday. So who knows? And Chase Edmonds is a big deal in terms of what Arizona likes to do offensively in the running game. So, I mean, the Rams had really lucked out with health up until the last couple of weeks. I mean, they're down their starting quarterback, like their top receiver-ish. Like he and Woods are like a 1A, 1B kind of combination. Their two running backs, their left tackle. I mean, these are significant injuries and absences. And on the defensive side, Michael Brockers is out. But because, we're okay with, like if it was Aaron Donald, then I'd be freaking out. So, and I think we can, have guys, we have a pretty deep defensive line to kind of mitigate that, same as the receiver core. So just letting you know what the playoff picture is. The Rams control, we control our own destiny. And had we beaten the Jets, then we wouldn't be freaking out at all. It'd be like, okay, everyone rest, chill, get ready, get your rest, and the Cards would be freaking out about getting into the playoffs. The Cards need to win this game. If they lose it, it doesn't matter what happens with the Bears and the Packers. If they lose, they are out. So they have to win this game. Then you have the Bears and Packers. That game is on at the same time as the Rams Cardinals. So you better be, this is picture-in-picture, like to the max. There's a lot of craziness in the NFL this weekend. But that game's going on, and the Packers should win that game, but who knows? Who knows what's happening in football anymore? Then the Bucks play the Falcons in the earlier games. Now, the reason why I bring that up is, let's say the Rams win, okay, and the Falcons win. Then the Rams all of a sudden have the 5th seed and will play the NFC East. So the Bucks are not sleeping at all, and the Falcons, I mean, come on. Whenever you count on the Falcons to do anything good, they always choke. So I do not believe the Falcons will win this game. But I'm just going to say right now, I think the Rams win this game, and I think the Packers win, and I think the Bucks win. And the Rams will either play New Orleans or Seattle in the playoffs. I'm just saying that straight out. So, however, on paper, Arizona should win this game. They're favored to win this game. They have all the healthy players. Kyler Murray's a little banged up with the leg injury, but they should win this game. So, I mean, that's where we're at. But any given Sunday, the Rams should have beat the Jets. The Browns should have beat the Jets. The Bills should have beaten the Cards. I mean, it's just, the Cards should have beaten the Niners last week. They only scored 12 points. So you just never know. But on paper, the Cardinals should win this game, right? That being said, the Rams, in the last 7 games that they've played the Cards in the McVay era, have averaged 33 points compared to the Cardinals' 12 points per game. And then this year, the Rams have turned the ball over in every game. And in order really to win, I'm going to get into my multiple keys, but the Rams just really need to stay clean and play some D, and they will win this game. But going back to what's going on with the Cardinals, when the Rams played the Cardinals before, the Rams really dominated the game. And the score didn't indicate that because there was a busted coverage with the tight end Tom Arnold. I'm going to keep calling him Tom Arnold with the first drive. Then Simba Webster had the fumble on the punt return or the kickoff. Yeah, the punt return, and that turned into points. So it's really like 14 points there that I really wouldn't put. I put the first one in the defense, but that was not like them. So the game was a lot closer than I think. It was a lot closer than the play indicated during that game. But up until that point, the Cardinals were kind of free falling. And in their last 8 games, the Cardinals are 3-5. You take out that Hail Murray against Buffalo, they're 2-6 in their last 8 games. So the Rams aren't trending in the right direction. They haven't been in the last 2 games. And the Cardinals are definitely not trending in the right direction. And just to kind of illustrate this point, last week, C.J. Beathard, he threw for 3 touchdowns. This is a guy who had it. This was his first start since 2018, and coming into that game, he was 1-9 as a starter, and he put up 3 touchdowns and was the winning quarterback against a healthy Cardinals team, right? So Jeff Wilson, the running back for 49ers, ran for 183 yards. So when we talk about, this is John Wolford, and this is his first game as a first pass he's going to throw in the NFL in a real game, not a preseason game. That does mean something, and I feel maybe after the first series, he'll probably shake off any kind of nervousness or any jitters that he might have. But if C.J. Beathard, and yes, he started some games before in 2018 when Jimmy G was out and the 49ers had a terrible year. They got the second pick the next year with Nick Bosa. But anyways, when C.J. Beathard was playing that year, he was not good. Like I said, 1-9, so he did have experience, but he was not good. And he's not a good quarterback, and he came in and he threw for 3 touchdowns, and the rest of their team, the 49ers team, is pretty injury depleted, and they still beat the Cardinals with C.J. Beathard, right? So what's to say John Wolford can't be at least as good as C.J. Beathard was? Because there's similarities in the offensive styles of the San Francisco 49ers and the LA Rams with the short passing and the yards after catch. So it's possible. You can't just say because John Wolford is getting his first start that whatever team he's playing, will win. Yeah, you would think on paper, Kyler Murray versus John Wolford, that's easy. It's Kyler Murray, and Kyler Murray is the better quarterback. But let's just say John Wolford can't be any worse than how Jared Goff has played in the last couple of games. Now, caveat to that, Jared Goff against Arizona, 4 games ago or so, threw for 351 yards and a touchdown, no interceptions, no fumbles. So Jared Goff actually had his better game, one of his better games of the season against Arizona, and he's always played Arizona very well. So, I felt like if Goff was totally healthy for this game, this would be a good bounce-back game for him. However, not having Cooper Kupp as safety blanket there, who knows how he would have performed. But I just feel, and Jared Goff also, this season, in 15 games, he has 17 turnovers. And that's really it with Jared Goff. It's not the yardage, it's not the lack of deep shots down the field, it's the turning the ball over that has stymied the Rams. He's averaging more than a turnover per game. That is just not acceptable from not just a starting quarterback, but a franchise quarterback making north of $30 million. Not acceptable. If his turnovers in 15 games, if he had 12 turnovers or 11 turnovers, that would be a lot more manageable. The Rams will definitely have 1 or 2 more wins. But I think that, you look at that interception against Seattle that Goff threw, that was just terrible. And who knows? John Wolford could come in and throw 3 picks, fumble the ball. He could actually be terrible, but I don't think he will be. And I don't think, you look at Goff and it was just not inspiring. And I feel like the players probably have like a breath of fresh air and a little relief that someone's going to come in and spice it up. Like a little, just a little tapatio on the top of this. So also John Wolford is very interesting because there are so many players in the NFL that would be good NFL players, that have the talent, that could cut it, but they just don't get the chance. So many players, so many teams stick with high draft picks, even though guys off the practice squad or undrafted free agents are actually better and outperforming in practice and in camp, but they just go with the higher picks because that's what the GM's reputation is based on. So there's a lot of nepotism. So this is just another opportunity. This is another player getting their chance. Van Jefferson getting his chance. Xavier Jones getting his chance. You're Xavier Jones, right? You're an undrafted free agent, and you're 4th on the depth chart for running back. 4th. And now here we are, week 17, and you're getting your chance. And who knows, Xavier Jones, what if Xavier Jones comes in? I don't think this will happen. What if he comes in and hits, 80 yards and a touchdown and has like 4.5, 5 yards per carry, couple catches? Then you're like, wow, Xavier Jones is like, what a stud. And yeah, he could be a Darrell Henderson in terms of production. So these guys, everyone on a roster is good. They just need a shot. So now John Wolford, he is graded well according to Pro Football Focus at Wake Forest and in the AAF. So guys like him, when you see them on the right progression, grading well in college, AAF, preseason, whatever it is, then you're thinking, well, they just need a shot. You need to see what they can do. You need to kick the tires on this guy. And there's something there. And so all he needs to really do for me is, listen, they're not going to ask him, I don't know if they will, because it's all about trust with Goff. That's why he wasn't throwing the ball deep. But if he just conducts the offense, which I know he does, he knows the playbook. There's no doubt in my mind that he is competent and proficient with the playbook. But they can sauce it up a bit because of his mobility. But he should be able to just hit those short and intermediate passes and be accurate and bootleg it out, get it going quickly. Goff took a little bit more time on those bootlegs and those rollouts because he's a little bit slower. But I think he just uses his legs, move the pocket. He could be like Kyler Murray in terms of using his legs. They might even have a couple designed runs for him. I would not be surprised. And what I saw from him in the preseason, the last 2 years, was pretty good, pretty promising. He's very accurate, and I think the biggest issue for him, and I just don't know how he is in this area, so this is a blind spot for myself, but diagnosing the blitz. And Arizona loves to blitz. I'll get to that in just a sec. So the next guy on the next man up, Van Jefferson. Remember preseason buzz on Van Jefferson? Go back, rewind yourself to where you were hyping up Van Jefferson before the season began. Josh Reynolds, let's trade Josh Reynolds, and it's Van Jefferson time. Well, it's Van Jefferson time now. And we didn't have a preseason, really. Oh, yeah, we didn't have a preseason, didn't really have camp, any of that stuff. Van Jefferson, I feel like, onboarded pretty well. He only has 15 catches for 170 yards and a touchdown, but he's been with the team. He knows the playbook. This is Van Jefferson time, and Van Jefferson ran a lot with John Wolford, so there should be a connection there. Now, I'm going to bring up a name, and the name is Darnell Moody. Some of you might know this guy. He's a 5th-round pick rookie on the Chicago Bears. Dude has 50 catches, 538 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Is he better than Van Jefferson? Maybe. But the fact that a 5th-round pick is lighting it up compared to Van Jefferson gives me hope. And there are so many draft picks that were taken before Van Jefferson, like Justin Jefferson, Chase Claypool, T. Higgins, Henry Ruggs, C.D. Lamb, some other guys that are lighting it up as rookies. So Van Jefferson just needs a chance. He needs a shot to show what he can do. He was the fastest player at the Senior Bowl in terms of game speed. So, maybe get some deeper passes to Van Jefferson, but Van Jefferson's going to get some targets in this game, and I'm really excited to see Van time. So yeah, this is just, like I said, are you not entertained? This is what's going on. Wolford's getting a shot. Jefferson's getting a shot. Xavier Jones is getting a shot. Now, Arizona blitzes 39% of the time. That's 4th most in the NFL, right? And, they bring Budda Baker in there. Isaiah Simmons is coming in. So they bring a lot of guys up to the line, and then some guys drop back, some guys rush in. So there's a lot of confusion up at the line. John Wolford, he practices against this stuff, but seeing it in a game from an opposing team is a completely different thing. How is he going to handle that? Now, also, in terms of running backs, you have Malcolm Brown, who should be the starter. Xavier Jones is going to rotate in there. But Malcolm Brown, he's better in pass protection, I think. I just tweeted at Jordan Rodrigue asking her, how does Xavier Jones look in pass pro? Because that will determine how much he's on the field. So if Xavier Jones can diagnose the blitz and the pressure and pick it up, then he's going to get a lot of reps. If he can't, Malcolm Brown's going to see the majority of reps in this game. So I don't know how this is going to work out. I mean, we will see Xavier Jones, which I am excited about. But if he misses a block, boom, he's on the bench. So that's just something to think about with Xavier Jones. Like I say, Cam Akers, who really knows? I'm not really expecting much from Cam Akers. I'm just hopeful the Rams can win this game. The Rams get into the playoffs. You have that extra week of rest. We get a bunch of guys back. And then going back to Wolford. What happens if Wolford, hypothetical, I don't expect this, but what if Wolford drops 303 touchdowns and rushes for 50 yards? Like, how do you make that decision next week if Goff is good to go? That's going to be crazy. Then on the other side, the defensive side of the ball, since we're talking about missing players, no Brockers, it's Morgan Fox time. And I like Morgan Fox. He's played very well. Our entire defensive line has been really, really good this year. Sebastian Joseph Day, Michael Brockers, Aaron Donald, obviously, Ashawn Robinson since he's been activated, Morgan Fox. I mean, they're really getting after it. Greg Gaines, they're really getting after it. And I think I'm happy that Morgan Fox will get a start. And I don't feel like much of a drop-off. I mean, obviously, Brockers is Brockers, but, with Morgan Fox and Ashawn getting more reps, that just means more reps for guys that are good, right? And they'll keep rotating guys in and out, keeping them fresh. But there's going to be Morgan Fox time. And speaking just of the defense, I mean, I really feel the defense is going to make a mark in this game. This is a defensive statement game, and there have been a lot of them. So the Cardinals were held to 12 points against the Niners. It's possible. It's totally doable. I feel what the Rams brought against the Patriots defensively with the offensive line, I feel like they had something to prove. And Ramsey, and especially Ramsey, I think he's going to take this, especially with Hopkins, facing off against Hopkins, but also the confidence he has, the bravado he has. I think that's going to rub off on the team. And that with John Johnson as well, these personalities, these guys, they're going to put this game on their shoulders and they're going to hold it down. And I feel very confident in that. It's one of these things, and I keep saying that at this every game. I feel good about the Rams' defense against the other team's offense. I don't care who that other team is. I feel good. I feel confident in our defense stepping up and making plays. The question is our offense versus the opposition defense. And while Arizona has, in terms of points per game, they're like mid-pack in the NFL. Like no one is, like their defense is good, but it's not great. And our offense has not been great. It's been good, but who knows? I feel our offense versus their defense is doable. I think we can do it. Anyways, moving on. Kyler Murray. Even though he's playing, his leg is not going to be at 100%. Will he be running? And a clipped Kyler Murray is not going to be as effective. Now, he's averaged 35 yards per game in the last 6 games, which is well below what he averages usually when they were winning and being more successful earlier in the season. In fact, the Rams held him to only 15 yards rushing in their last meeting. So if the Rams can keep him at 35 yards and under, and I don't know how willing he will be to run, so this is going to be very key to see. But Kyler Murray as a pocket passer, he will not sit back in the pocket and just dissect the Rams defense. That is not happening. It is not happening. So if he can't move, let's just say running, he's 75%, just throwing it out there because who knows. But if he's 75% what he is, he's a sitting duck. But at least before he kind of evades some tackles and move around in the pocket. But we'll see. I have no idea. I don't know what to expect. But let's make him a pocket passer. Last time we played against him, he only had 173 yards. Yes, he had 3 touchdowns. One of them was on the Tom Arnold. One of them was to DeAndre Hopkins on the pick play, and another one was, I can't remember who it was to, but it was after the fumble. So I think our offense can contain Kyler Murray. On the defensive side of the ball for them, Hassan Reddick has been just beast mode the last 2 games with 7.5 sacks, including 5 sacks against Philly, I believe it was, 2.5 against the 49ers. So it's containing Hassan Reddick. Let's see how that goes. Now, these are the keys to the game, in my opinion. It all starts with McVay versus Kingsbury. Now, everything I just said about the Cardinals, this is do or die. If they lose this game and miss the playoffs, Cliff Kingsbury is going to start next season. The hot seat is going to be turned up to full blast. He might have to get an offensive coordinator. I mean, like, it is full inflection time for the Cardinals. Even though they would be 3 wins better than they were last year in its improvement, their offense has not been good. And he is supposedly an offensive guru. Now, the reason why I said I think the Rams win this game is partly because of this. I don't trust Cliff Kingsbury to scheme a win in this situation. He hasn't done it yet. Until he does it, McVay's 7-0, granted different players, but this is a big deal. And last time that the Rams played the Cardinals, I want to say it was like first half or just before the first half, when Kingsbury realized, oh, my deep, long developing plays are not working, my long crossers, all these things, we're going to start running 2-minute offenses and get the ball out quick, boom, 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 boom. That's when Arizona started moving the ball a little bit. But, what changes will he make? Is he going to start the game like that? So the key to the game for me, it all starts at the top. The buck stops at the top. So the next thing down, turnovers. If the Rams, like I said, haven't played a clean game turnover-wise all season, if the Rams can play turnover-free, they're winning this game. It's that simple. Whenever they're clean or have the turnover margin is in their favor, then they win. And, if they don't turn the ball over on offense, the defense is going to be creating pressure and wreaking havoc, and maybe they get a turnover or two on the defensive side. So it's all about the turnovers. You guys know this. This isn't rocket science. That's what made it so frustrating with Goff. It wasn't rocket science. Just don't be stupid. Okay? Offensive line. Now, we talk about the running backs, we talk about Wolford, we talk about the receivers, but the offensive line, for me, offensively, is the key to this game, more than Wolford. Our offensive line kind of got manhandled the last 2 games. But the game against the Patriots, you could tell the Rams just wanted more and just came in more physical and smash mouth and dominated the line of scrimmage. They didn't against Seattle. They didn't against the Jets. And the Jets were even missing their top run stopper going into the game and their best defensive lineman, Quentin Williams, in the second half. And they still were manhandling the Rams' offensive line. Well, the second half, the Rams started, making moves on the offensive line. But if they can open up holes for Malcolm Brown, if they can protect Wolford, if they can open up holes for Xavier Jones, if they can get push, right, then that will make life for everyone easier. Give them more time, open up more holes. It's all about the offensive line. They need to come around in this game. I haven't really talked too much about them, but they need to come around in this game. Rams D versus Kyler. Like, we all know it. I just kind of went through that. AD needs to go off. They need to contain Kyler. Jalen versus Hopkins. I think Jalen will get the better of this one. Hopkins will catch all underneath stuff. And no breakdowns like against Tom Arnold in that first game. Now, special teams, right? So the Arizona Cardinals have a new kicker compared to last time we faced them. Out is Zane Gonzalez. In is Mike Nugent. And so there's that. Their kicking game has stabilized a little bit since they made that switch. But I don't want anything flashy. Give me a fair catch every time. Every time. Just let the ball bounce on the kickoffs. Just let it go out of the end zone. On punts, maybe just run away. Just don't even have anyone there. No fumbles. No turnovers. Now, defensively, if we're on special teams or offensively when we're punting, coverage. We can't let them break any punts for returns. And Matt Gay, I believe in Matt Gay. I think he'll be pretty solid. He's at home. He's in the dome. Those are all my keys to victory for the Rams. There's a lot going on here, and a lot can change still in the next couple of days, but I'm really excited for this game. I think Rams fans have really been, no one wants to see someone get injured. And I'll say Goff was a trooper for putting his thumb back in the socket and, continuing to play that game. But yeah, so that about does it, right? John Wolford hit the music. Thank you so much for watching. Have a happy new year. If you haven't subscribed, please do so somewhere around here. Watch another video. Check out the channel. Give it a like. Give it a comment. Let me know what you think about this game. If I don't get to the comments, I'm reading them all. I just don't have time to reply to everything. A potential live stream after the game. Actually, yes, definitely a live stream after the game. So everyone, enjoy your new year. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy all the bowl games. And as always, go Rams.